Well, round 3 of Miami Hurricane Media Day, and I'm pleased to be joined by wide receiver Xavier Restrepo. So let's talk about the offseason. I know you dealt with injuries a little bit last year. Tell me a little bit about what the injury situation was like during the season and how you were able to cope with it.
For sure. After the first week with Cookman, I fractured my foot, had a stress fracture in the bone that I broke obviously the next week. Played Southern Miss game. I was on like rep count or whatever, just because I just got injured or whatever. And then the practice before the Texas A&M game, I just ran an out route and just broke the bone in my foot, my fifth metatarsal. I mean, I knew that I was one cut away from breaking it, but I mean, I would have felt a lot worse if I knew that I could have had a chance to play and I didn't. So, I mean, I just know that my parents always taught me, if you're going to go out at 100%. So, just gave it my all. Things happen for a reason. I'm just thankful to be super healthy now.
Well, somehow, some way you did manage to find your way back in the lineup later in the year. What was that like trying to play, once you were able to get healthier again, at least be able to deal with some game hits later instead of having to go through an off season without doing that?
No, for sure. I had a great training staff, training room, athletic trainers. I was playing at about like 85% still, but I mean, I had a great team in there that got me prepared for each and every game, highly taped, and just went out there and just played full speed, well, as much as I could.
All right. The Hurricanes had Josh Gaddis, the offensive coordinator. What was that like last year playing for him?
He's a great offensive coordinator. I mean, you know what I'm saying? He has accolades that show for him, show for his coaching. And I mean, I'm just super excited to get on to this next year and focus on, Coach Dawson's offense.
Okay. I mean, with that said, when we talk about the Hurricanes quarterback situation, that was banged up a little bit too. So what was that like to go through just watching the different quarterbacks come in and out of the lineup, knowing that you weren't there to help the majority of them during the year?
For sure. I mean, it's just like the saying, next man up. Everybody has to be, ready for the opportunity. And last year, we had guys that weren't. But I mean, this year everybody's on board, and I feel totally comfortable with whoever's in.
All right, let's talk about Tyler Van Dyke. Give me overall what your perception of him as a quarterback. I know he dealt with some injuries, but now both of you guys are back for 2023.
For sure. I mean, he's a competitor just like I am. He has that dog in him, and he's not a quitter no matter what. So even, again, like he had his whole injuries, he's never going to quit. And you've seen that last year when he tried to fight through it.
Right.
I mean, dude's shoulder was like completely off, you know what I'm saying? So I have a lot of respect for him. Again, he feels great, so I can't wait to, take the field this year.
Tell me what your first year was like under Coach Cristobal. What did you get out of that?
I felt amazing, you know what I'm saying? He has built a culture that hasn't been here in a while, and it just feels to be a part of something like that.
Did you expect his first year to be a bit more challenging, knowing that he was walking into a situation he wasn't overly familiar with, and yet now that he's got that first year under his belt, that year number 2 figures to be a bit more of a smoother ride?
For sure. I mean, I thought we had what it took last year, but obviously, we didn't. And I mean, we've just grown so much as a culture and as a team from last year that, I mean, this year I feel like we're completely all bought in. And that's not so much about on the field things, you know what I'm saying? Like, we have the talent, we have everything. We just have to stay healthy and just buy into Coach Cristobal's culture and his platform, and we'll be totally fine, and which we are doing that right now.
Do you feel that your offense is going to be a lot more balanced this year than it was a year ago?
I mean, whatever Coach Dawson has for us, each and every game, the game plan, we're just going to, perfect it. You know what I'm saying? Week in and week out, no matter what the game plan is. If we want to run the ball 100 times, we could run it. If we want to pass the ball 100 times, we could pass it. I mean, whatever Coach Dawson has, the whole offense has respect and confidence in Coach Dawson's offense, and we're just ready to take the field and lead behind the head man.
Final question, what are your expectations as a team? And I know you guys have talked about it during the offseason about what you expect to accomplish in 2023.
Obviously winning, but I mean, just attack fall camp first, you know what I'm saying? That's the next thing. So we just have to focus on attacking fall camp, staying healthy, and again, just keep on building that team chemistry and team culture.
Well, all I can tell you, Xavier, I'm looking forward to seeing you at a lot of the post-game conferences, and I'm glad we had an opportunity to talk about what lies ahead for Miami football in 2023. Thank you very much,
sir,
and I hope
so
you have
much.
a great year.
Yes, sir, thank you so much.
I mean,